So this is a video I'm shooting on the darkest day of the year, about a dark time in my life. On Monday, December 22nd, I have a new appointment with a new Lyme doctor, just as I'm feeling the lowest I've felt in a long time. I've been trying to prepare for my appointment tomorrow, filling out questionnaires, getting my records together, and I'll tell you, doing this really takes a lot out of me because whenever I revisit this illness that I've been fighting for over 31 years, it feels like I'm staring into a black hole that just consumes more and more of my life and energy the longer I stare into it. But I have to focus on it because I don't think I'm going to be around much longer if I don't find a breakthrough soon. And I've been saying this with urgency in all my videos that just fall on deaf ears. It's like my words mean absolutely nothing, and they fall into an abyss just as deep and empty as the endless void of this disease. What can I do if my words mean nothing? Would a picture drive home the point anymore? So I generated an image of what my fate is going to be soon if I don't figure out how to beat this. If I can't find any meaning and transformation in a broken life, not going anywhere, disappointing the people I love, creating an insurmountable wall between myself and their acceptance and love, while blocking me from finding any open doors to build a beautiful dream, can I find meaning and transformation in my end? A life falling to the darkness of this disease would most likely not serve as a means to bring people to the light of the beautiful dream of Civilization Z and a united Earth that has sustained me over the years in this Lyme disease hell. Don't get me wrong, I will never give up, but that doesn't mean I ignore the desperation I'm feeling inside, knowing that my end is near without a breakthrough soon. I still believe it's possible to make real my dreams of healing, transformation. But even in this image of me healed, I still can't hide the reality of the hell I'm feeling inside my body and in our national body, which I see expressed on my face. Whatever life I still have left is sustained by the best side of us, showing me a beautiful utopian vision of a universe not controlled by fascist gods, but by a superintelligence paving the way for our own eventual enlightenment that transcends our collective nightmare, where we finally embrace this world as our one and only country and all humankind its citizens. This beach that I'm on in this picture is from Carl Sagan's vision in his novel Contact, which also happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's where the hero, Ellie Arroway, travels to an alien civilization where an enlightened superintelligence reveals to her the universe itself has a message embedded inside the equation of pi, which their supercomputers were working at decoding. I've been making these videos for years, and honestly, they haven't helped me find understanding and support. I have failed absolutely miserably trying to share my story in such a way that I thought would attract the help I need. I haven't been able to figure out how to heal myself because I don't even know what's wrong. Doctors have told me it's Lyme disease, but what does that even mean anymore when the treatments go nowhere and have done nothing for me? All I know is that the symptoms are real and it feels like this disease is eating up my mind. And I need intelligence to be able to figure out such a complicated illness, which is why I'm hoping I can find somebody who knows more about what's wrong inside my body than I do. I feel woefully inadequate in finding a path to attract the help I need, full of healing potential, finding confidence that I can beat this, that I can have a future, that I can recover and make something of my life and fulfill these dreams that have been on hold for what feels like forever. Because I have failed to find any breakthrough or healing in the 31 years I've been seeking treatment, I always come back again and again to the circumstances in my life that were present when I got this disease. I was feeling the unease in my body from a civil war tearing my family apart while being presented by unacceptable paradigms of lies eating away at me from the endless culture wars, just as present in 1994 as they are today. The only difference, now they have snaked their way into our government, expanding the civil war, driving more families against each other, and putting a humane future for us and our world in question. I have been trying to wrap my brain around the rise of MAGA and Donald Trump for over 9 years now. Is it revenge of the South for the Civil War? Or is Trump karma for the United States that will lead to our self-destruction? I can't help but see what I see, that all his predecessors helped pave the way for his rise to power, to a broken system and their corrupt war on terror. 9/11 was a horrible thing, but the response was also horrible, just as destructive to the soul of our nation as it was to the nations invaded. The wars ripped apart societies with some of the poorest and downtrodden peoples on earth, also ripping up the lives of soldiers from some of the poorest neighborhoods in America who have been redeployed on American streets, targeting its own poor citizens, as Trump declares the greatest enemy comes from within. After the disastrous, endless wars, their destructive outcomes still linger today, with Trump still bombing Syria, supporting a corrupt Israeli government committing what the UN calls genocidal acts, bombing Iran, threatening wars of aggression against Venezuela and Nigeria, while threatening to take territory from Panama and Greenland through force, all with the backdrop of endless war raging in Ukraine from a proxy war waged against Russia, who happens to be a big ally with Iran and Venezuela, and landed nuclear bombers in Caracas as recently as 2018 and sent cargo planes in October of this year. They are also strong allies with China and North Korea, both targets of a new Cold War with the US. Trump may just be a manifestation of our collective karma, American military and cultural ego out of control. We've all heard the propaganda. America is the greatest nation on earth. The greatest at what? National debt? Gun violence? Fear of immigrants? Waging endless wars? Mistreating the poor inside and outside our borders? Triggering ecological catastrophe with its CO2 emissions and denial of a climate crisis? Or could it be because we have some of the greatest nuclear weapons stockpiles on Earth, threatening a new dark age if ever used? Look up the work of Abby Martin, documenting how the US military is one of the greatest polluters on the planet and source of a hotbed of racism and white supremacy. This is an opportunity not to double down on what we're doing wrong, but to grow some humility and atone as a nation, to commit ourselves to the ideals of our better half, to learn from our errors, admit our mistakes, and correct the misguided course of our ship of state. We don't want a future where our right side, which is now actually wrong, wins the race for a future made bleak if World War III is ever waged, which we are the closest to fighting now than we've ever seen. Even if World War III doesn't unfold this year like it does in the Star Trek timeline, or Armageddon as expected by Christians and Muslims who believe we are in the end times, we are facing something bleak, leading us closer to an unacceptable outcome, with MAGA and Trump serving as vehicle to strengthen us as an empire. I can just see it. The seeds of endless lies he's been planting, serving as fertile ground for staging his biggest lie yet, faking a born-again transformation and getting away with it by claiming to embrace the left side of America while denying everything they stand for, promoting Christianity as the one true state religion, using a merger of church and state to become something like an emperor of America as it rises into the last evil empire on earth? We can prevent these nightmares from unfolding, but only if we learn from the error of our ways and how we have fallen from the lofty ideals that are the only means of ever becoming truly great. If we look deeply enough, seeking to end the prospects of a new civil war and third world war, we will take Martin Luther King's words to heart. Wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. The war on terror clearly demonstrates the folly of a militaristic way of thinking that it has been unleashed, only bringing as much suffering on ourselves as it has on our enemies. What a heaping piece of humble pie Trump is for us. Seeing the hypocrisy of spending billions fighting religious extremists on the other side of the earth, only to see religious extremists rise to power in our own society, seeking a Christian Taliban to rule America. We cannot defeat this corruption with weapons and war. We have to defeat this mind virus with peaceful weapons of the spirit, nonviolent resistance, defeating bad ideas with good ones that utilize cutting-edge technology and AI intelligence. We see there is a bit of Vladimir Putin within us and Donald Trump within Russia, both nations sinking into a fascist oligarchy as near mirrors of each other. Putin has defended Trump using misinformation to help his rise to power, while Trump has defended Putin, and the Russian government has played clips of Tucker Carlson defending the Kremlin as it imprisons its own citizens for speaking out against their war. Because I haven't been able to find a means of ending this disease in myself, maybe I'm seeing it wrong. I've had nightmares of my body being consumed in a nuclear blast, and now every day we are seeing tensions rise between the nuclear superpowers. Maybe the source of this illness is the despair I feel about a future that doesn't work. Maybe my body doesn't work because it's stuck in a system that continues to shatter a broken planet with an intolerable situation unfolding in America and our world. This illness has kept me from finding a family, a career, and a taxable income. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise because I do not support the direction our ship of state is headed, into an iceberg of catastrophe, running contrary to all the good things that America has instilled within my character and my being over the years. My personal health crisis has dug me into such a deep hole that I don't know how to get out. I feel completely humiliated and defeated. But if through some kind of change of fortune, I'm able to turn the corner, I want to finish what I started, turning a beautiful dream for the future into tangible reality that's possible, where we all win together, and our collective victory has no dependence on someone else's loss. I can go through the motions like I have been, spinning my wheels, not arriving anywhere, but it's starting to get old, and I'm running out of steam. I'm breaking down, and I don't know how much longer I can go before something gives out and everything falls apart. And if I am to be entirely honest, I feel like this appointment with the new Lyme Doctor is just more of the same, going through the motions and spinning my wheels, because the treatments never work and my words are ignored. All the things I'm talking about in this video will be dismissed. Business will continue as usual, giving me treatments that do nothing, and I end up wasting thousands more dollars of my parents' money. What I need most is some kind of treatment that will heal my cynicism and my unbelief, because something new will be revealed to me that I've never seen before. Some insight that will click, doors will open, connections will be made, and some kind of cure will finally work. And I'll feel this weight bearing down on me shifting, loosening, getting lighter as I feel my spirit rising. And this rock I've been pushing up this mountain will get lighter. And I'll know deep down that I can beat this before it destroys me. But I have to prepare myself for the inevitable disappointment of it all being another failure. As my condition gets even more dire and my time closer to ever and running out. But even if this is another fruitless wild goose chase, stabbing for answers in the dark yet again with no results, I'm still not giving up. My dreams will still be my North Star. And even if all I have to show for them is my fractured website, showing my incomplete installed attempt to make something of myself, I'm still not giving up for as long as I have breath left.